Cancer, welcome. Welcome back. If you're returning, this is Crow Indigo Intuitive Tarot. This is your monthly read for March, Cancer. And we're going to use a variety of decks. Instead of having overarching questions like we normally do, we're just going to ask Spirit what you need to know. We're going to pick one card from the, what's the name? The Dreams of Gaia. Sorry, my mind is blanking. Dreams of Gaia Tarot. We're going to pick one card from that deck to be our sort of overarching theme. And then we'll pull a couple clarifying cards from the Starman Tarot. And then a handful of clarifying cards from the Modern Witch Tarot. Finishing off with a Shamanic Healing Oracle card. So, what is the overarching theme for Cancer for March? Jumped right out when I asked the question. We have, I believe it's the Nine of Air. I'll pull the book and look at that. It's quite a beautiful card. Nine of Air is your overarching message. I know that the light's a bit washing out, but that will hopefully get a little bit better. You can see your card. Opened right to it. Interesting. So your keywords and key phrases, the Nine of Air, for you, Cancer. Self-awareness, universal consciousness, understanding, insight, vision, imagination, fantasy, creativity. Key phrases, open to possibility. Possibilities are infinite. Know thyself and know the universe. What dwells within you dwells within nature. Belief creates. All that exists was first imagined. Fantasy is the birthplace of reality. You were born to create. Imagine your fears away. So this is very much talking about the power of your mind. The power of your mind to create your reality. The Nine of Air represents the imagination and our connection to the universal consciousness or universal mind. It signifies the importance of knowing thyself. For in truly knowing thyself, one will know both the universe and the power of the void. Ask yourself, what if the universe we dwell within is actually the mind of another being? It's kind of a deep thing to ponder. What if we look within and discover that within the realms of our mind we create new worlds and realities with our beliefs? Because we do, we truly do. We create our reality by our perception, by our imagination, imagining things that are not yet in existence and bringing them forward and making them actual reality. It's a really profound thing that our minds are capable of. Power of the mind is phenomenal. True potential has not yet even begun to be understood. All we do know is that the only limit to the mind and what it can do is one that we, the individual, place upon it. So what will you do with the great power of your mind this month, Cancer? Let's pull a couple of clarifying cards from the Starman Tarot and get a little bit more elaboration around your theme, your amazing, creative, powerful mind, the power of imagination. There's two right there. Okay. We have the Nine of Wands and the Moon. The Nine of Wands and the Moon. Let's see. Artwork. And the Moon. Okay, I'm going to read you the key phrases for these two cards. The Nine of Wands phrase is, I am willing to face the darkness and negativity. Learn to build resilience. Move beyond the darkness within you. Push through the weariness that you are almost finished. This is a card that invites you to seek your own freedom from the shadow side of yourself, essentially, by shining on a light of awareness. Witness the voice in your head. Know it's yours, but it's been handed to you by people in your life, your family, your friends, your teachers. Life is the journey into the world to uncover this voice, making it conscious, so that at last the pain and restriction it causes can be dissolved, recognizing its falseness, tracing its origins, and then with the grace of love, releasing and cleansing yourself of it. Each moment holds that potential. So how can you use the great power of your mind to release yourself from the pain of critical negative voices in your head that you've gotten from other people? How can we do that this month? How can you find a way forward out of an old pain? The moon is your next clarifying card. Saw it, I just missed it there. The phrase for the moon card is, I perceive the truth through the inner veil and its reflection. The dark reflects and distorts. Face your fears. Embrace uncertainty. Pay attention to what your dreams say. Let your subconscious guide you. So again, we have the need to listen to the inner voice, but in this case to the authentic, true inner voice beneath all of those critics that you've inherited from negative people in your past. Living life can be a very lonely path at times, especially when we are transitioning from the old to the new. The path unknown before us can be laden with projected fears and fantasies of loss and failure, but the moon card suggests to look a little deeper and face your fears. It is time to retreat and reflect. Attention to the synchronicities, attentive to the synchronicities and symbolic wisdom in the outer world reflecting in the mirror of the inner world. Allow insight and guidance to surface in your dreams and keep your dream diary ready. Remember, we can feel our most desperate or despondent in the darkness, given to flights of imagination, twisted fears, and fantasy. So, your mind has the power through imagination to bring you amazing new things. It has the power for you to reimagine and release yourself from old fear and these voices telling you things that are not true and making you feel pain. Your imagination also has a dark side, and sometimes that's useful, but when you're facing a new phase of your life, be aware that your imagination is such a powerful force that it could, in fact, create fears for you where none are warranted. Okay? That's sort of what I see. Let's get some cards from the Modern Witch Tarot for you. To clarify further. Looks like you're doing, maybe doing some pretty significant pivotal work in March. We have the Four of Pentacles, saying you're in a good place. You've got a good, solid foundation. It's not a lot, but it's enough. It's putting you in a spot where you don't have to spend every waking moment worrying about money and how you're going to pay the rent. And that, I think, is what's allowing you to indulge a little time for your imagination, to do this work, to release yourself from old pains. Page of Pentacles tells me that you're pretty ambitious about this goal of really taking yourself to the next level emotionally, spiritually, and you are in the process of figuring out how to get there. What resources you'll need for the journey. I get the sense that you're really kind of ready to reach out to other people here. You're not necessarily inclined to go on this endeavor on your own and to keep it all to yourself. That Devil card coming out next to the moon here, or with this moon energy, that's telling me that you understand that you have a dark side. You absolutely understand that. And you understand that it has value. You're not looking to banish your dark side. You're only looking to release yourself from these critical voices in your head that are causing you pain. You do know that you can make yourself afraid of things sometimes that you shouldn't be worried about just because of the unknown factor. But for the most part, your dark side is something that you don't look to get rid of it. You know that there's a power there. You know that it's something that helps you. King of Wands, Ace of Pentacles. It's in embracing your authentic self and your true passion for creation, your passion for living your life wholly. It's in that that drive, that feeling within you, that you'll find the strength you need to do the work this month, to get yourself freed from old pains. And there are great new opportunities ahead for you as well. It looks like if you can kind of clear out all this old clutter, you can make some space for a fantastic new opportunity. Just going to pull one more card for you from the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck. One little last bit of guidance from Spirit here. You have number 14, teaching. Let's see that. Let's see what we have there for you. The situation you are inquiring about encourages teaching, whether it be student, teacher, parent, child, or just friend. We are, all of us, leaning and teaching constantly. I think it means learning. There's an R missing there. Learning and teaching constantly when we are maintaining a high vibration energetically. Never despair that the seeds you have planted have failed to take root. They may be taking time to germinate, or they may have migrated to another field. Do not plant seeds with the expectation of an outcome. Disengage from the attachment to the outcome of the situation and move on. A farmer doesn't sit down next to the seeds he plants, waiting for them to sprout. What a recipe for disappointment. He plants them and moves on. Never once does he give it a second guess. Never once does he second guess if he was doing the right thing in the right way. He simply does what he is called to do and trusts that the fruits of his labor will be what they are supposed to be. This card also encourages a more formal teaching experience. Look for ways that you can enrich others' lives through sharing your expertise and knowledge. It seems like you're going through quite a transition this month, and a lot of it has to do with being able to harness your imagination for good, to release yourself from those inner critical voices, but to also accept that how you perceive your world is quite a huge thing. There may be an aspect of you teaching others how to do this, how to use your imagination, or how to free yourself from old false stories and be more authentically yourself. You may be moving into a sphere of work as a coach or a teacher or a mentor. I think that's what I have for you, Cancer. I hope it's helpful. It's always an honor to read for you, so thank you for letting me do that. Thank you for sharing this time, and thank you for supporting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so, and we'll see you next month. Blessings.